everyone, I'm Er.Saurabh Mishra from Toppers Academia. Since SSC and ND exams are coming and अभी हमारे यहाँ president's election हुआ है, तो let us discuss some points on President of India, which is very important for our upcoming examinations such as SSC, UPSC, Railways, and NDA exams, etc. We will in this PPT, we will come to know about how the president is elected, what are the qualifications, what are the method by which impeachment is done, उनको हटाया कैसा जा सकता है, क्या क्या होना चाहिए जिससे उनको मतलब प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्ट किया जा सकता है। तो चलिए देखते हैं। जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने कहा था, वी हैव नॉट गिवन हिम एनी रियल पावर बट वी हैव मेड हिज पोजीशन वन ऑफ ग्रेटेस्ट ऑथोरिटी एंड डिग्निटी। सो जब प्रेसिडेंट का बात आया तो ऐसा जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने बताया था कि दैट दो द प्रेसिडेंट इज नॉट हैविंग द रियल पावर बट हिज पोजीशन इज ऑफ ग्रेट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड डिग्निटी। सो जैसे हमारे यहाँ पर क्या होता है कि नॉमिनल एग्जीक्यूटिव हेड माना जाता है, मीन्स ही इज द हेड ऑफ द स्टेट बट नॉट द एग्जीक्यूटिव। मतलब वो रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं नेशन को बट रूल नहीं करते, रूल हमारे नेशन को पीएम करते हैं, दैट इज प्राइम मिनिस्टर, एंड ही इज एन इलेक्टेड वन। इट इज फॉर दिस रीजन हमारे प्रेमबल में जो रिपब्लिक का जिक्र है वो इसीलिए आता है बिकॉज आवर हेड इज अ इलेक्टेड वन एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस हमारे प्रेमबल में इसको ऐड किया गया है। तो लेट अस सी व्हाट आर द क्वालिफिकेशन for becoming a president. First of all, the person should be a citizen of India, and unka age, the age of the person should be 35 years of age or above of it, and for this he should be a qualified member of a Lok Sabha and should not hold any office of profit under the government. Apart from this, certain officers who are having the office holders, however, are permitted to stand as presidential candidate, like जैसे current वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हैं जो कि लड़ सकते हैं प्रेसिडेंट का इलेक्शन, चाहे गवर्नर ऑफ एनी स्टेट है, ही कैन ऑल्सो गो फॉर द nomination, or a minister of the union or any of the state. In the event that the person is a vice president or state governor or holding any portfolios in the office, then he must resign it from it before contesting the vote. So who elects the president? The main question is कि president को elect कौन कर सकता है? So in India there is a rule that we the people of India never elect president, but the government which we have chosen elect themselves from the electoral college. So these are the points, that elected member of parliament and elected member of legislative assemblies of various states give their votes in order to do the same. The members nominated by the president do not take part in this election process. Similarly, the members who have been selected in the legislative councils of the state legislature are also excluded from the electoral college. The electoral college consists of the members who are elected members of the parliament and elected members of the legislative assemblies of various states. Exceptions are there that the person nominated by the president won't be doing any thing in the election process. So what is the principle of election, how it is conducted? And our constitution article 55 deal with the manner of elections in which the president is chosen, and there are various ways through which the things can be done. The first way is the indirect elections. The second one is the system of proportional representative by single transferable vote method, then secret ballot system, and uniformity of representation of different states in the union. Let us see. ये system of proportional representation क्या होता है? Then the elected candidate has to take more than 50% vote. Suppose there are 1 lakh vote, then the elected member must have got at least 5,001 vote in order to get the seat. The voter can cast his vote to as many candidates as he desire in the order of his preference. Means समझ लीजिए there are 2 or 3 candidates who has been nominated, then the elected member of both the elected members are who are nominated for this purpose can contest their vote in accordance of their preference, and he can vote for any of the person, and if the candidate managed to get more than 50% the first preference, he is declared elected. If he fails, then a single transferable vote system comes into operation. What is single transferable vote system? See, if any candidate fails to get more than 50% votes, then second round of counting takes place. In this round, second preference votes of the candidate who has received minimum number of first preference votes are added to the votes of the other candidates. If still the leading candidate fails to get more than 50% votes, then the third round of voting takes place, and so on it continues. And the process continues till a person gets more than 50% of votes. And through this single transferable vote system, we indicate who would be the president. Then there is another form called uniformity in the scale of representation. Not all the votes in the terms of not all the votes are equal in their terms. For instance, if the value of the vote of a member of parliament is more than that of a member of legislative assembly, because he is representing a large population. Similarly, even MLAs of different states assemblies have different vote value. The value of the votes are in proportion to the population that the votes represents. So how it is done? Value of the vote of an MLA is equal to, it is calculated by total population of the state divided by total number of elected MLAs. The number thus received is further divided by 1000. Similarly, for value of the vote by the elected MP is given by total votes of the members of the state legislatures by total number of elected members. So this is a process by which a single vote is counted, and this is the process by which a single vote from a single member varies according to the validity of that person from where he is representing. If he is representing a bigger population, then his vote is more important, and in terms of value it is more valued as compared to the smaller population. There are various stage of elections. See, after 5 years it is normally conducted. First the notification of the election of the president is done, then filling of the nomination paper is done. The nomination is done by the nomination can be done only by the candidate who secures at least 50 voters, and seconded by same number of voters. Means there should be support of 50 voters for him to contest that thing. So after scrutiny of the nomination papers, it the person in the race is decided, and then the people who are the representatives in the states and the legislative assemblies and the member of parliament cast their votes in their respective place. That is, MP cast their votes in Delhi and MLAs in their state capitals. And then counting of votes and declaration of results are done to choose the president of India. The oath taking process by the president is not governed by the PM, CM, or any other person, but it is governed by the Chief Justice of India, and where the PM also congratulates it, because the president is the first person of the country, he is a representative of the country, and it reads like the person who do that: I do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the offices of the president or the discharge the function of the president of India, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the law, that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people. Means it concludes the oath taking ceremony, in which is a part of nothing but Schedule 3 in our constitutions, where oath and affirmations has been where oath and affirmation have been taken from. Okay. Now, what are the powers of president? Why president? Why the president is chosen? What is the utility of president if he is not doing anything? So, president is that person who is the head of army, air force, and navy. He is the head commandant of all the three forces, and he is the only person who can withhold death penalty given by Supreme Court. He can only pardon the person from the sentence which has been already been declared by the Supreme Court. If he thinks that the things are can be pardoned at his whim, at his will, he can do so. And it is a president who always declares any type of emergencies which is coming arising in the country, like Article 352 deals with the national emergency which has come into in India in three wars, like India Pakistan war, India China war, and Indo Bangladesh war. Then Article 356 is nothing but state internal interferences emergency when there is a presidential rule which has been followed, like during the time. So if Indira Gandhi also wanted to be continue as like prime minister, so she decided to start rioting, like that Sikh riot has taken place in 1975 80s. So during that time, this article came into force, and it was made presidential rule will be followed in the state where the governor decides that when the state does not follow the rules and orders and the rules and law and order of of that city or this of that state is hampering. At that time, Article 356 is imposed, and 360 is the financial emergency which has not been ever imposed in our country in India, but in 1990 there was a necessity in which our our Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has gone in talks with the UN and has settled the matter very peacefully. So, after checking the powers of the president, now comes how it can be removed. The removal process is called impeachment process, and he can be removed for violation of the constitutions. And the impeachment process can start in either of the houses of the two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and they can initiate the process. The charges leveled against the president have to be signed by at least 1/4 of the total member of that house. Otherwise, it won't be taken into considerations. Then the notice is sent up to the president, and 14 days later, it is taken up for consideration. Means the president is given the full and fair chances in order to prove his innocence, if he is. Then the resolutions, if he could not do anything after 14 days, then a resolution to impeach the president has to be passed by two-third majority of the total members of the originating house. Then it is sent to the other house. The other house investigates the matter, the charges that has been made for. During this process, the president has the right to defend himself or herself through an authorized counsel. The second house also approves the charges made by two-third majority. Again, the president stands impeached and is deemed to have vacated his or office from the date when such a resolution stands passed. Means if the resolution which has been passed is passed in both the house of the house of the parliament by two-thirds of the majority, then the president can have to leave up the position or vacate the position when it stands passed. Other than impeachment, no other penalty can be given to president for the violation of constitution, which put fingers on the process of equality which has been inscribed in our preamble. Okay, guys, this is all about the president of India. In our next video, we will talk about the current president of India, about his academics, about his life, and other details about who were the past president of India and how they have done, what are the various things the president of India has done. So if you like our page, please subscribe to our web page, that is in Facebook, that is Toppers Academia. For any details, you can call me or WhatsApp me at 980-431-6406. And there is a blog site, that is toppersacademia.blogspot.in. You can go there and visit there. There will be a lot of questions related to the exam, and current affairs will be there, so that you can practice the things and crack up the exams. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.